Hey guys, Gear here. So, as you can tell from the title of the video, this is the my Gunpla Story video. I can tell you guys probably tell I'll center a little bit because I'm gonna have photos right there because I suck at descriptive language. That's according to my teacher for English in college. I think she knows what she's talking about. Anyways, on that note, to tell you the story, we're gonna have to go back a bit. 2002, to be exact. In 2002, I was fortunate enough to marry this beautiful woman, and she's been an amazing part of my life ever since. But we're not here to talk about that because I could go on for hours about how amazing she is. We're here to talk about how I got involved in Gunpla, but this does connect. So that same year, a few months later, I joined the military as a way to provide for our family. I had no fake noble intentions of, oh, I'm doing this to serve my country, or I'm doing this because we were attacked. I did it because I wanted a way to provide for my family. That was my only purpose. So, I was in the military, active military army, for 3 years. But in my second year, 2004 to 2005, they gave me orders to go to Korea. That's how I was there. It was 04 to 05. And Korea was fun. I mean, there's no way around it. I had a great time there. I always joke around that it was a shared Stockholm experience with all my friends because we were kind of forced to be there. But at the same time, you make the best of it as you can. But that's where I found out about Gunpla. There was a shop in RPX that sold them, and I bought them there for a long time until I was getting off post more with my friends and going to see things, and found friends who understood this hobby was something I liked to do and wouldn't mind going to the stores with me. I bought most of mine, well, not most of mine. In the early days, I bought all of mine on post. Started with this guy here. Yeah, Strike Gundam SD, the really, really cheap one. I think it was like a BB Legend or something like that. And I kind of expanded from there, and I built more and more and more. Actually, right after him, I bought this guy. The 100 no-grade Strike Gundam. I knew nothing about grades or anything like that, or scales. I just was buying for fun. And I seen Strike, and I thought, hey, they'll be cool to post together. Fast forward a bit, and one of my friends who understood the hobby situation with me and everything, more than I could imagine that she did, because she actually bought me a great Christmas gift that year of the entire set of the Gundam Wing DVDs. And I blew through those things. I think I watched them like 10 times that Christmas. Well, I say 10 times, but most of it was me going back and watching parts I really liked after watching it once all the way through. Anyways, off topic a little bit, but we'll get back to it. She came to me one day and she goes, look, I know you're in a bit of a funk, because I was a little bit depressed at the time. There were some things that weren't so great about my life outside of the military that I was trying to cope with. And she goes, I know you're in a bit of a funk, how about we go down to Seoul? And I'm like, I really don't want to. And she goes, you know what, no, you're going because there's a Gundam down there on the side of a building at Seoul City Station. And I was like, there's a Gundam on the side of a building? In my head I thought, what, they build a giant model of it hanging off or something like that? And she said, come on down, take a look at it, tell me what you think. So we went down there, and there was this big picture of the RX-782 with Gundam 5th floor right next to it. And one of my friends, I'll never forget it, she looked at me and she goes, what's the 5F Gundam? I'm like, that's 5th floor. They want us to go to the 5th floor for Gundams. And I proceeded to drag the entire group of 12 people up there with me. I think it was 12 people. Oh, no, sorry, different group. 6 people. 6 people in that group that day. I dragged everybody with me. And they did not get it. You could see it, they were so confused. But my one friend, she was great. She was like, look, he needs this, just let him have this moment, he'll be fine. And she was right. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I bought, I think, like 4 gotcha balls while I was there and a few more kits. When they had a kit I was looking for, the Justice Gundam, I couldn't find it anywhere, and they had it, and I bought it. I loved it. Came back down to our base, and I think I was there another 6 months after that, and I went to that store maybe 2 more times during that time frame. Most of the time I bought local if I could. And for 1 month I couldn't buy anything because they stuck my butt on top of a mountain. It's a long story. I'm not going into that here. But I come back from Korea, shipped all my stuff home, my luggage, or my kit, my gear that they were shipping back for me, And unfortunately, the kits got destroyed. That's why you never see them up here, or you never see any official photos of them on website, on my Facebook page or anything. They got destroyed en route, and I didn't know about kit bashing. But to be honest, I didn't really know much about the hobby either. Because at the time, I was literally just pulling the pieces out of the runners and slapping them together. If they had nubs, I didn't care, because I didn't know. Fast forward a bit, and I'm out of the military. I'm having a lot of trouble coping with civilian life. Not just because civilian life at the time was annoying me because I still had the military mentality, but also because I came back with something I didn't leave with. I came back with a stress disorder. The symptoms fit both stress disorder and PTSD, and I really feel like it's the latter, but the VA has stated it's the former. So they give me medication and counseling for it, and they've been wonderful in that aspect. I know a lot of people shit on the VA. Personally, from my experience, I've had a great time working with them. I'm bored with them, I'm honest with them. I don't beat around the bush, and I don't try to abuse the system. And I think that helps in some ways. Not saying that everybody who has trouble tries to abuse the system, just saying locally where I am, I've seen it a lot. But from there, we go forward a few years. Now, the year at this point is 2012. I'm still struggling to control the panic attacks, but I'm better than I was. And my youngest child at the time was 2. And I found Gunpla again. I started building, and he wanted to play with it so bad. I'm like, kid, you can't. It's not a toy. It's a model. It's daddy's model. And he learned real quick and left it alone. And the older kids left it alone. They know better. So then, fast forward a little bit more, and I'm like I said, I'm just discovering the hobby again. I found a place to buy kits. At the time, I was buying them from Amazon. And I bought this guy here. That's the Stargazer Gundam HG. I love building it. And it got me back into the hobby hardcore. Now, at this point, because I learned a little bit more, I knew about the tools and stuff like that, so I was using them. That stand he's on, I built with him and everything. I had just, like I said, it was just a great time. And I was learning there was more to it than what I thought. But I also noticed that when I built him, I felt better. Like, the nervous energy was gone. And so I decided I was going to keep going. And I built this little guy here, the SD Sanaju, which I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I always have trouble with it. But he had a cool little gimmick with the eye, and I loved it. Fast forward a little bit more, and my wife's pregnant again. 4th child. Yay. I love the kid, don't get me wrong. I love all my kids. But 4, I wasn't even sure I wanted 1 when we got married. But, you know, sometimes you take a hit. I took 4. I'm not sure if that means we were just really good at it or just really liked doing it, but whatever. Obviously, this is not a safe for kids video. Just gonna throw that out there in case anyone's wondering about Copa. Anyways, my youngest child is born, and my wife's in the hospital. And while she's there, I'm still building. I brought my kit with me to build while we were there while she was sleeping. When she was awake, I'd help her with the baby or get her whatever she needed. Or if the baby woke up while she was asleep and there was something I could do to make it easier for her, I'd take care of it. But when they were both asleep, I'd build, and they slept a lot. So I got a lot done. And in fact, that was when I started painting for the first time. I didn't paint or panel line really well until I did those. And in fact, this is my first kit that I painted and panel lined. It's a side-by-side, and I made this little, I don't know if you'd call it a meme or not, but I made it just as a thing to kind of show what you could really do if you put some effort into a Gundam. Because I always seen people kind of talking crap about SD Gundams, because let's be honest, color separation and stuff is not that good. But with a little bit of work, they can look amazing. That being said, that's when I really started putting effort into them, even more so than I already was. And I grew a lot as a builder during that time, but I noticed my stress levels went down a lot as well. I went from having to take medication for an actual panic attack every day down to just needing it when I actually needed it. Whereas before I was going through these pills like crazy, now it's a lot better off. So yeah, that's my Gunpla story. I mean, my Gunpla story is the story of a man who went off in a career, found out about a hobby, got a mental health problem from the job, and used the hobby to cope. And that's what I do. I mean, I build all these Gundams as a way to cope. I've changed my style, my building things so much. I mean, I used to just use the Walmart folk art paints. Now I use these guys. And I love it. Don't get me wrong. I still love the hobby. I still use the folk art paints when I need to. If I need something really quick, really fast, I know they have it. I'm not above going to Walmart, getting it, and making it work. But that's the story behind why I built my Gunpla. I don't build just because it's a hobby anymore. I build because it's a way for me to release everything I've pinned up for that day, week, month, however long it's been since the last time I built. I trap those feelings inside the plastic as I close it up. And it's been a great tool for me. Even my doctor says it's a great tool. And that being said, I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I've actually got a few more projects in the works. One of them is actually a full redo of an older kit that I had done. Just picked it back up and started working on it again. Just felt like it was time. And I got a few neat projects I'm hoping to start during the Christmas break for my work, because I work at an event center. Nothing goes on during the Christmas time, so we get like 2 or 3 weeks off. But anyways, yeah, that's my Gunpla story. And with any luck, the next gym video will be out next week, or the first gym video, I guess I should say, not even the next, it's the first. I don't know, it may be a supply list video. If you guys are interested in just knowing what you're going to need ahead of time, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'd be more than glad to do that, and then give it 2 weeks before we actually start the video process. But yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in and watching this. If you've made it all the way to the end and haven't been bored or tired of seeing my ugly face, I do appreciate it. And I will catch you guys next time, hopefully with that first set of gym videos. Bye.